Hello everyone, welcome to Shravanya's Commerce and Management Academy. In this video, I am going to explain you 3 gunshot problems from valuation of goodwill, in which various methods and concepts which are very important and asked by various universities in their semester exams. I hope these videos may helpful to you to crack your semesters. So yeah, let's get into the video. The first problem which I'm going to explain from valuation of goodwill is, from the following balance sheet of Manish Company Limited as at 31st March 2011, find out the value of goodwill. Here they are asking us to find out the goodwill. Okay, so they have given the balance sheet of Manish Company Limited as at 31st March 2011. So here you can see the liabilities and assets. So share capital is 4,50,000, general reserve 20,000, profit and loss account 25,000, 9% debentures 1 lakh, sundry creditors 30,000, provision for taxation 35,000. Here coming to the asset side, goodwill 25,000, land and building 1 lakh, plant and machinery 2,50,000, stock 1,80,000, debtors 50,000, investments 30,000. Here under investments they gave the extra information. What is that means? Face value rupees 25,000 at the rate 5%. What is this and where we need to take this face value, that I will explain while I'll explain the solution. Next one is cash at bank 10,000 and preliminary expenses 15,000. Now after this balance sheet they gave the extra information. What is that? We will see now. Goodwill should be valued at 5 years, purchase of super profit. So we need to calculate goodwill for how many years, ma? 5 years we need to calculate the goodwill. Next, average profit is rupees 75,000. Here the average profit value is directly they gave in the question. So this value we need to take while doing the problem. For the last 3 years, paid return on capital employed is 10%. So this is the problem which we need to solve now. Before I will do the solution, one thing I want to say you clearly, that to find out the goodwill we need to do 6 steps mainly. Okay, what are those 6 steps means? Here you can see step 1 is average profit. Here in this question average profit is 75,000. No, this directly they gave in the question. Sometimes they don't give 75,000 directly in the question. Okay, at that time we need to find out a simple average profit method or else weighted average profit method. Okay, so what is simple average profit method, what is weighted average profit method, that I will explain you now. Okay, now next step is what? Capital employed. So step 2 is capital employed. For this capital employed there is a formula same like average profit, assets minus liabilities. Step 3 is normal profit. Normal profit also have a formula, that is capital employed into normal rate of return divided by 100. Step 4 is expected profit. For this expected profit the formula is average profit minus remuneration, tax, salaries, investments. It means what? See, under expected profit we need to write the average profit value. From this average profit we need to deduct remuneration, tax, salaries and investment. If at all in the question remuneration, tax, salaries and investment is given, then we need to minus. If there is no information is given related to this remuneration, tax, salaries and investment, then we need to keep nil, and the answer which is average profit is there. No, the same answer we need to write down, and that value will be the expected profit. Now coming to step 5, super profit. Here for super profit, the formula is expected profit minus normal profit. Coming to the last step, that is goodwill. Here for goodwill, the formula is super profit into purchase year. So these are the 6 steps with which we can find out the valuation of goodwill. So now I am going to do the solution. Just now I said that average profit have 2 formulas. According to the question, we need to apply any one of these formula, no. So how we need to apply, what is simple average profit method and what is weighted average profit method, now I am going to explain you. See here, for to calculate average profit, there will be 2 methods. The first one is simple average profit method and the second one is weighted average profit method. Simple average profit method formula is total profit divided by number of years, whereas coming to weighted average profit method, the formula is sigma WX divided by sigma W. So coming to here, for example, the question is like this: previous year profits 2006 10,000, 2007 8,000, 2008 7,000, 2009 12,000. Here you observe the values. The values are increasing, decreasing, in the sense in 2006 they earned 10,000 rupees profits, whereas coming to 2007 the profit was decreased, they earned only 8,000, whereas coming to 2008 they earned only 7,000. Okay, so comparing to 2007 to 2008, 1,000 was decreased. Coming to 2009, yes, 12,000 they earned. It means what? The profits are increasing and decreasing. If at all the profits are increasing and decreasing, then we have to apply simple average profit method. Clear? Whereas coming to weighted average profit method, the example question is previous year profits 2006 10,000, 2007 12,000, 2008 14,000, 2009 16,000. Here if you observe, the profits are continuously increasing every year. When the profits are continuously increasing, then it is a weighted average profit method. Understood? So what you need to do in the question, they give this way: yes, 2006 10,000, 2008 7,000, 2007 8,000, 2009 12,000. yes, this way they will mention. At that time what you need to do, you need to observe the values. Okay, if the profits are continuously increasing, then it is a weighted average profit method. If at all the profits are increasing and decreasing, then it is a simple average profit method. So coming to the solution, here what I did, what is the formula here? Total profit divided by number of years. So what is the total profit? See, 10,000, 8,000, 7,000, 12,000. No, do the total of these 3. See, when I do the total of these 3, 10,000, no, the first value is 10,000 plus 8,000 plus 7,000 plus 12,000. Okay, what is the total value? 37,000. So total profit is 37,000. Number of years, how many years are there here? 1 2 3 4. 4 years, no, here I took 4. So 37,000 divided by 4, the average profit answer is how much? 9,250. Is it clear? Now coming to weighted average profit method. Yes, what I said you, if the profits are continuously increasing, then it is a weighted average profit method. Okay, for this weighted average profit method, what we need to do, there is a table. Okay, what is a table? Means weight profit, weight profit. Okay, weight is nothing but W, weight is W, profit is X, weight profit is W X. Okay, weight is nothing but number of years. How many years are there? 1 2 3 4 years. No, so I took here 1 2 3 4. Okay, now sigma W is equal to 4 plus 3, 3 plus 2, 2 plus 1, 10. Okay, now profits. Here whatever the profits are there, the same profits I took here. 2006 profit is 10,000, 2000 profit is 12,000, 2008 profit is 14,000, 2009 profit is 16,000. Now weight profit is nothing but we need to multiply weight into profit. So 10,000 into 1, 10,000, 12,000 into 2, 24,000, 14,000 into 3, 42,000. 16,000 into 4, 64,000. Now you need to do the total of these all. Then you will get a figure sigma Wx is equal to 1,40,000. The same, these values we need to convert into the formula. So what is the formula here? Sigma Wx divided by sigma W. No. So sigma Wx is 1,40,000. So I am writing here 1,40,000 divided by sigma W. Sigma W is how much? 10. So I took here 10. 1,40,000 divided by 10. Average profit answer is 14,000. Clear? So in the question, first thing you need to observe the question carefully, that whether they gave simple average profit method or weighted average profit method. Sometimes in the question they don't give any information like this. Directly they will give average profit value, like this question. Just now I explained, in this question such information is not given. Directly he mentioned average profit is rupees 75,000. If they give the information like this way, then we no need to do any simple average or weighted average. Why? Because they only did everything and they gave the average profit value directly in the question itself. So no need to do these steps. If average profit answer is not directly given in the question, at that time they will give this way. Yes, this way they will give. Okay, he asked this way. Then at that time what you need to do? You need to observe the values. If at all it is increasing decreasing, it is a previous increasing decreasing, then it is a simple average profit method. If at all the values are continuously increasing, then it is a weighted average profit method. Okay, so yeah, that's it for average profit. Hope you understood clearly what is average what is a simple average profit method and what is weighted average profit method, and how you need to do to find out the average profit. So now I am going to do the solution of this example problem which I explained to you just now. Step 1 is what? See, step 1 is average profit. As just now I said, step 1 is average profit. Here in this question there is no such information is given, that years they have not given and any values they have not mentioned. They directly gave an average profit value. So I'm taking directly average profit value, that is 75,000. Okay. If at all they mention 2005 this much, 2006 this much, 2007 this much, at that time I used to observe the values increasing, decreasing or continuously increasing. If it is increasing, decreasing, then it is a simple average profit method. And if at all the profits of the company is continuously increasing, then it is a weighted average profit method. So coming to here, average profit is 75,000. Step 2 is what? Step 2 is capital employed, right? Capital employed formula is what? Assets minus liabilities. Then we will get capital employed answer. So step 2 is capital employed. For this capital employed, we need to draw a pro forma. Okay, here I am writing particular. Okay, so what is the formula for capital employed? Assets minus liabilities. No, first of all I will write the assets, then I will write the liabilities. Okay, so assets. Now look at the question. In this question you can see asset side goodwill, land and building, plant and machinery, stock, debtors, investments, cash at bank and preliminary expenses. Yes, these all things have been given at asset side, but these all assets we should not take in capital employed. Only some assets we need to take in capital employed. What are those means? See, we are doing these steps to find out what? Goodwill. So at that time we should not take the old goodwill which is given in the balance sheet. So goodwill we should not take in the capital employed. Okay, so next one, land and building. Land and building we need to take. Next, plant and machinery also we need to take. Next, stock also we need to take, and debtors also we need to take. Next, coming to the investment, this is also coming to be recorded in capital employed. at asset side. But one thing here, investments 30,000 is given, and under investments you can see the extra information as well, like face value rupees 25,000 at the rate 5%. Okay, so at that time which amount we need to take, this 30,000 we need to take or else 25,000, which amount we need to take means, if at all in the question under investments they mention any face value, if they mention any face value, at that time the face value only we need to take in the capital employed. If they have not mentioned any such information under investments, at the time what we need to do, only this 30,000 which is mentioned here no in the rupees column, that amount we need to write in the capital employed. But what happened in this under investments, face value is given no, so which amount we are taking now, instead of 30,000 we are taking 25,000. Why? Because here face value was mentioned. So which amount we need to take from this both, 25,000 we need to take. Next one, cash at bank. Cash at bank also comes under assets. Next, preliminary expenses. Preliminary expenses we should not record in capital employed. So whatever the tickings I did here, the same value, the same I'm going to post in the capital employed assets side. So I'll post one by one. The first one is land and building. Value is how much? 1 lakh. 1 lakh I wrote here. Next one is plant and machinery. Value is 2,50,000. 2,50,000 I wrote here. Next, stock. Stock value is 1,80,000. 1,80,000 I wrote here. Next, debtors. Debtors value is 50,000. Next, investments. Investments face value is how much? 25,000. 25,000 I am writing here. The last one is what? Cash at bank. So cash at bank. What is the value of cash at bank? 10,000. So 10,000 I wrote here. Okay, so we need to do the total of all these assets. So assets A. Okay, I am doing the total now. Yes, 1 lakh plus 2,50,000 plus 1,80,000 plus 50,000 plus 25,000 plus 10,000. The value is 6,15,000 is the total of asset side. So I am writing here 6,15,000. In the same way, we need to record liabilities as well. So I am writing the heading liabilities. Okay, what are the liabilities we need to take from the balance sheet means, here share capital we should not take in the capital employed. So here I kept into mark. Next, general reserve, this also doesn't comes in capital employed. Next, profit and loss account. Profit and loss account we need to take in capital employed, but not at liabilities side. Where we need to take, I'll explain you while I'll do the solution. Next one is 9% debentures. This also comes under capital employed. Next, sundry creditors, this also comes. Next, provision for taxation, this also comes in capital employed. So overall we need to post these 3 items in liabilities side in capital employed. So I am writing one by one. 9% debentures. 9% debentures value is 1 lakh. Next, sundry creditors. Sundry creditors value is how much? 30,000. So I am writing here 30,000. Next, provision for taxation. Provision for taxation is 35,000. Yes. Liabilities B. Okay. Now I am going to do the total of all these liabilities. So 1 lakh plus 30,000 plus 35,000. 1,65,000 is the total figure of liabilities. So 1,65,000. Okay. Done. Now, what is the formula for capital employed? Assets minus liabilities, no. So, what I am going to do here, what we need to write here, say me, yeah, capital employed here, capital employed A minus B. A minus B is nothing but assets minus liabilities. So, what is the value of assets? 6,15,000. What is the value of liabilities? 1,65,000. So, 6,15,000 minus 1,65,000 we need to do. Okay, then we will get the figure of capital employed. So, coming to here, 6,15,000 minus 1,65,000. 4,50,000 is the answer of capital employed. Okay, so 4,50,000. Okay, see, actually our answer ends here, it seems, but if at all in the question they mention profit and loss account, if at all they mention in the question profit and loss account in liability side, at that time the problem continues. Okay, means what we need to write here means here less half of the current year profit we need to do. Okay, less half of the current year profit we need to do. When we need to do this step, if at all in the question they mention profit and loss account, at that time only we need to do this step. If in the question profit and loss account is not given, then capital employed answer is 4,50,000. Here only the problem ends. Okay, capital employed step is going to be end. If at all they will mention profit and loss account at liability side, at that time we need to do extra step, that is less half of the current year profit. So, coming to here, half of the current year profit we need to take, no, actually current year profit is how much? 25,000. From this 25,000 how much we need to take? Only half we need to take. Okay, so here 25,000 into 1 divided by 2. Half only we need to take, no. So, 25,000 into 1 divided by 2, how much we will get? 25,000 into 1 divided by 2. So, 12,500 is the half of the current year profit. So, 12,500. Now, what we need to do from this 4,50,000, we need to minus 12,500. So, 4,50,000 minus 12,500. Then the answer is 4,37,500. 4,37,500 is average capital employed answer. What is step 3? What is step 3? Step 3 is normal profit, right? So, normal profit I am writing here. Normal profit. What is the formula for normal profit? Capital employed into normal rate of return divided by 100, right? So, the same formula I am writing here. Capital employed into normal rate of return. Sometimes in the question they will give NRR. NRR is nothing but normal rate of return. Okay, normal rate of return divided by 100. Okay, so here capital employed, how much answer we got for capital employed, ma? 4,37,500 we got the figure, no? So the same figure we need to write here. Okay, so 4,37,500, 4,37,500 into normal rate of return. This normal rate of return is going to be given in the question, it seems. Where it is means, you can see fair return on capital employed. See, sometimes they will give normal rate of return, or else sometimes they will mention fair return. Yes, normal rate of return, fair return are one at the same. Don't be confused in this. Okay, so fair return on capital employed is how much? 10%. 10%. It means what? On capital employed only this 10% we need to take. Here we can understand simply that capital employed on capital employed 10% is given means it is a normal rate of return percentage. Okay, so how much it is given? 10%. So I am writing here 10%, 10 divided by 100. So 4,37,500 into 10 divided by 100. 4,37,500 into 10 divided by 100. So what is the value? 43,750. So 43,750. We got this figure. Okay, this is step 3 value. Normal profit value is how much? 43,750. Now step 3 is completed. We need to do step 4. What is step 4? Expected profit. Okay, so step 4. Expected profit. What is the formula of expected profit? Average profit minus remuneration, tax, salaries and investments. Okay, so first of all I'll write average profit. What is average profit value, ma? Step 1. Step 1 average profit value is how much? 75,000, no? So same 75,000 I am taking here. 75,000 minus, yes, what we need to minus? I said you, remuneration, tax, salaries, investment. If at all it is given in adjustments, if at all these information is given in the adjustments, then only we need to minus from average profit. Is it clear? See, for example, investment is given in balance sheet. Okay, investment is given in balance sheet, so I will minus this 25,000 or 30,000. This is totally wrong. Okay, if the extra information is given in the adjustments, at that time only we need to minus the figures from average profit under expected profit. Okay, so in this question there is no such information was mentioned. There is no salaries given in the question. There is no remuneration mentioned in the adjustments, or else salaries, investments, tax, nothing is mentioned in the question in the adjustments. So there is nothing to write, deduct. So I am writing here minus remuneration. For your understanding I am writing here minus remuneration, tax, salaries, investment. Okay, these things have been not given in the question, so I am keeping here nil. So 75,000 directly I am writing down. This is nothing but expected profit value. Okay, now we are done with step 4. Now coming to step 5. Step 5 is what? Step 5 is a super profit. What is the formula of super profit? Expected profit minus normal profit. So super profit expected profit minus normal profit. Okay, so what is expected profit? Answer we got 75,000, no? So same 75,000 I am writing here minus normal profit. What is normal profit, ma? Where is normal profit? Here normal profit. Normal profit value how much we got? 43,750 we got the answer, no? The same I am writing here 43,750. So 75,000 minus 43,750 we need to do now. Okay, so yeah, 75,000 minus 43,750, then we will get the figure 31,250. So 31,250, this is the value of super profit. So now the last step, step 6. What is that? Goodwill. Goodwill also have a formula. What is the formula of goodwill? Super profit into purchase year. So I am writing here the formula, super profit into purchase year. What is super profit value we got? 31,250, no? So 31,250 into what is the purchase year? Purchase year is going to be given in the question it seems. Where it is, we will see. C. Goodwill should be valued at 5 years. Purchase of super profit. It means what? On super profit we need to calculate goodwill for how many years? 5 years. Okay. Always remember goodwill year is going to be mentioned, given in the question it seems. Okay. Don't be confused. Goodwill purchase year value is always going to be given in the question it seems. Under balance sheet you can see this information. Okay. So goodwill should be valued at 5 years. So I am taking here 5 years. 5. Now 31,250 into 5. 31,250 into 5. 1,56,250. 1,56,250. This is the ultimate answer. Okay, this is the new goodwill of the company. Okay, so this is how we need to do the problem. Okay, for valuation of goodwill.